The Trump administration delivering 6 straight months of zero releases at the border, but there's still a mess to clean up from Biden's border crisis over 4 years. In recent days, the U.S. Border Patrol has nabbed a number of illegal criminal aliens, including a convicted killer, a Mexican gang member, and even a Venezuelan hitman. Joining us now is the Chief of Border Patrol, Mike Banks. Chief, thank you for being here. I think it's really important because while the border has been secure in an unprecedented way with 6 straight months of zero releases, you guys are still very busy. On your social media feed, which I follow every day, just this week, a Venezuelan Tren de Aragua hitman was busted. He was moving drugs from Peru to the U.S., and we've seen the war on the drug cartels, but that's not the only one. You also nabbed a Los Zetas, one of the most dangerous, violent Mexican cartels. He was arrested with a deadly weapon, and the list goes on and on. The job is far from over, it seems, Chief.
Yeah, good morning, Griffin. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, you know, we are seeing unprecedented lows, record lows. 55 years was the last time we saw this number of lows in the illegal cross-border activity. But we're not waving a victory flag yet. We will not be satisfied until we achieve complete operational control, which means that everyone that attempts to enter this country is apprehended, prosecuted, and then deported. And so you're absolutely right. You know, 131 crossings yesterday, comparing that to this time last year where we had tens of thousands crossing. And so we're very proud of the work the men and women of the Border Patrol have done in 9 short months. But it's all gas, no brakes downhill. We are not done. And as you know, we are assisting ICE in over 27 cities across the United States with thousands of agents helping them out. And I'm often asked, you know, U.S. Border Patrol, what are you guys doing on the interior? Well, we're exactly that. We're the United States Border Patrol, and we're going to go anywhere in the United States to enforce our immigration laws.
And our viewers are seeing some video here out of the Yuma, Arizona sector, but also in Texas and in California. Border Patrol continues to harden the border, to put up wall pieces, to put up more concertina wire. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. So we're going to put up a significant amount of border wall. We're going to resume the border wall that was sitting on the ground under the Biden administration because they refused to put it up. We've proven over and over again that border wall works. We're manning that border wall not just with the agents, but also with technology. You know, everything from ground-based sensors to UASs for unmanned aerial surveillance to keep that 24/7 persistent surveillance over our border, and then also continuing to work on the interior. We're going to be laying approximately 900 miles of our border buoy barrier, which is going to be right on the international boundary in the center of the river as our first line of defense, using our wall as our second line of defense. And we're going to be laying down miles and miles of that. And so the expectation is that we'll have over 900 miles of buoy border barrier and an additional 1,200 miles of border wall.
And that's delivering on the president's promise to do just that. The American people voted for the border wall, and now you're delivering. I want to come back just to one thing you said, though. You mentioned we haven't seen lows like this in over 50 years at the border. And we saw a few months ago, we started to hear about a trend that is moving towards negative net migration. Are we still on track for that?
We are. Not only are we seeing negative net migration, but we're also seeing those that were starting their journey to come this way, reverse migration. People are starting to leave. You know, you've seen the numbers touted about the number of deportations. One of the things we're most proud of is the number of people that are self-deporting. They're saying, hey, we're going to take advantage of the opportunity the U.S. government is giving us and allow us to leave on our own so that we can attempt to apply for some type of status in the future. And so that's my message to anyone in this country illegally. Take advantage of the opportunities that we, the United States government, are giving you to leave now, because if you wait until you're apprehended and deported, you won't be allowed to return.
And Chief, just in the last few seconds I've got, I do want to ask you, the men and women in green continue to work over the 43 days of the government shutdown. The number of percentage of assaults on ICE and Border Patrol up 8,000%, but yet you are continuing to recruit and have people, it seems, that want to be a part of this.
Our recruitment numbers are through the roof, Griff, and I tell you this, imagine that. When you have an administration like President Trump and Secretary Noem that actually support the men and women of the U.S. Border Patrol, allow us to go out there and do our work. People want to be a part of this mission. This is an important mission. Border security is national security, and our recruitment numbers are through the roof. We've put over 1,000 new agents on the ground this year, have 1,000 at the academy, and plan on tripling that next year.
All right. Chief Mike Banks, thank you for your time and the work you and the men and women in green do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Griff.